Hello friends, I am Veer sir. Let's study 10th class poem You Start Dying Slowly by Pablo Neruda, a Spanish poet. I like to explain this video. You Start Dying Slowly, written by Pablo Neruda, a Spanish poet. She is a winner of Nobel Prize 1971. She got Nobel winner of literature. This is a poem by the famous Chilean poet, Spanish poet Pablo Neruda. This is a didactic poem. Didactic means advice, guidance, poem in the very positive sense of the term. Unlike the many pieces of advice, this poem appeals to the modern sensibilities. The poem reminds us once again the age old wisdom we must be very positive. This is the introduction of the poet and poem. I like to explain very nicely. I like to read first all the stanzas and I like to explain paraphrase. If you do not travel, if you do not read, if you do not listen to the sounds of life, if you do not appreciate yourself, you start dying slowly. This is the poem. The poet tells us that if we do not travel or read the books, we do not travel and do not read the books or listen to the sound of life, we start dying slowly. This is so even when we do not recognize the good qualities that lie within ourselves. When you kill your self esteem means here self respect. When you do not let others help you, you start dying slowly. If you become a slave of your habits, walking everyone on the same path. Poet reminds us that if we kill our self-esteem, character and abilities, then you start dying slowly. This is the guidance, advice for everyone. Don't become the slaves of bad habits. Bad habits are very dangerous for your progress. In the poet's view, if becomes a slave of one's bad habits or ends up doing the something day after day without ever bothering the change, the realistic you start dying slowly. We must be very careful about the habits. If you do not change your routine, if you do not wear different colors, or you do not speak to those you don't know, you start dying slowly. Third paragraph. This also true if you do not wear different colors, clothes. If you do not done to speak, if we do not dare to speak by the strangers, we must be have the courage to speak the strangers. The poet warns us that if we avoid strong feeling, passion, unsteady emotions, this is also very important. The margin questions I like to take. Which things the poet is telling about the slow death? If you do not travel, do not read books, if you do not listen the sound of life, you do not appreciate yourself. You are slowly dead. What is that makes life worth living? Give your 4 points. We must have the new friends, new ideas, new books, new places. That is very important. That is very interesting in your life. Your life will be rainbow, colorful, joyful, happy. These things are there. If you avoid feel passion and their turbulent emotions, those which make your eyes glisten and your heart beats fast, you start dying slowly. The explanation is the poet warms us that if we avoid strong feelings, passions, unsteady emotions, which brings sparkle or glisten to our eyes and make our heart fast beat. That is also you start dying slowly. If your heart is a beat fast, if you are no proper dream, you are not traveling by your ticket. And next last stanza, if you do not risk when you are if you do not change your life, when you are not satisfied with your job or with your love, if you do not risk what is safe for the uncertain, if you do not after a dream, if you do not allow yourself at least once in your lifetime to run away from sensible advice. According to the poet, we start dying slowly. If we do not change our life, where we are not satisfied with our job or love, if you are not satisfied in our job, also we are dying slowly. If you are not happy in your job, if you are not doing your job with physically and mentally, you are dying slowly. If you do not go after a dream, you must keep your dream, or if you do not allow ourselves to ignore a sensible advice at least once in our life, or then we start dying slowly. It is excellent advice of the poet. She explains that we must be joyful, fresh, happy life. We must be very careful in our life. So this poem is a guidance. This poem is advice. This poem is the pathway to our life, and it is very excellent poem. And if is a conditional clause. If you avoid zer, if you can keep your head, if you avoid to feel passion, there is appreciation of the poem. Title of the poem is You Start Dying Slowly. The poet Pablo Neruda, he won Nobel Prize in 1971. Rhyme scheme, it is a free verse poem, hence no rhyme scheme, blank verse poem. Figure of speech, repetition, you start dying slowly. This line is repeated 4 times in the poem. Metaphor, repetition is a major figure of speech. Metaphor, if you do not listen to the sound of life, here the poet used direct comparison according to the poet's life itself is. If you do not listen to the sound of life means our own life. That is the metaphor. Theme or central idea, the poet is telling us to do new things every day and avoid negative thoughts and always be positive. We should enjoy each and every moment of our life. Trust yourself and love what you do. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.